Hello and welcome back. Today we've got an exciting new coffee grinder that we're reviewing and unboxing. This is the Cocinare Essence Go B38 Pro coffee hand grinder. This grinder is not available yet, but by the time that this video is released, it should be available on a Kickstarter campaign. We're going to have all the links that you need to find more information about this grinder down below in the description of this video. If you've got any questions about this grinder, make sure you leave a comment. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to pass on that message directly to Cocinare and then we'll respond with an answer. First things first, this packaging is pretty cool. There's a lot of different coffee beans designed on the box. Just here we've got a pretty standard opening. This flips up. We've got some text on the box, some warranty information and some cards. And then we've got the grinder itself. So the first thing that you can see is that this comes in its own carry trace, which I absolutely love to see. It's a really durable case. It doesn't take up too much space because everything is formed around where the grinder is. It also has a branded handle and it actually feels quite high quality. We're going to open this up and see what's inside. So straight away, the first thing that we can see is the grinder body itself. Now, it's also got some paper instructions. I'm just going to take these off. That took way too long. So yeah, it's a beautiful matte black finish body. These are available in a bunch of different colors and the price for this grinder starts off at around $79. The other thing about this grinder is, although you can see that it's a hand grinder, there's also an option where this can come along with a stand and an electric motor that sits on top of the stand. So essentially for a very low price, you're able to turn this hand grinder into an electric coffee grinder. And I love seeing when products do this. They offer a different experience for the same product. Imagine your setup, you have this built into the stand with a motor, you're dosing your coffee, putting it in, pressing a button, grinding for an espresso, and then when it's time to travel, you simply take this off, put it in the travel case, take it all with you, you're good to go. Next up is the catch cup. This catch cup also has a little rubber band that sits around the body of this catch cup and it's branded. What's really cool to see here is that they've got the magnetic attachment. So this clips on very satisfying, just like that. It clips straight into place and then to unlock, all you have to do is just twist it slightly so that the magnets are unaligned and then this easily comes out. And a really good thing about this as well is after you finish grinding, it can get really messy down here. So all you have to do is just twist this a couple times. And the vibrations caused by doing this are going to dislodge any of those static particles left over and it's going to fall down into a nice uniform grind in your catch cup, ready to put into your pour over or your espresso portafilter. Next up is the hand grinder crank and knob. This simply clips on into place. It's very easy to do. It's super smooth when you're spinning it around and this wood knob is absolutely gorgeous. I've never used a grinder with a fully circular round knob and it actually fits quite well in the hand when you're grinding. The very last piece to be included in this is a small Allen key which allows you to access the burr set for cleaning. Hidden inside this hand grinder lid is actually some recommendations on grind size which could be super helpful. So they're saying that espresso is from 0 to 15 clicks, mocha pot is around the 15 to 25 clicks, you've got pour over at 40 to 55 clicks, cold brew, and obviously that would be like cupping and French press, further down to the 60 to 80 click mark. So this has 80 clicks of grind size setting that you can adjust. To adjust the grind size settings, all you do is you find the 0 point. Once you hit that 0 point, it won't allow you to go any further, which is great for protecting those burrs. Then you simply make the adjustments to the desired grind size. We're going to try it at 5 for the first setting, and I really want to see just how fine you can actually grind on this grinder. Now that I've removed the catch cup, you can also see at the base here, we've got the grinder burr set placed in the middle, and that's held by one Allen key screw. Then on the outside, we've got these 3 other screws that actually hold this plate and the outer burr set in the correct position. It's very easy to remove and disassemble this, but we did find it a little bit trickier reassembling. So just make sure that everything is in the correct place before doing it, and make sure that you also have a look at the user guide and the user manual before you actually go ahead and do this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grind 20 grams of coffee beans, and we're going to time just how long that actually takes. We're going to do it on what they recommend as the espresso setting, and we're going to actually see whether this grind size is suitable enough for espresso. The reason why we're timing it on espresso, because grinding espresso, the particles are a lot smaller and it's going to be a lot more difficult. And it will give us a better understanding as what it's like grinding on this grinder at the hardest level, and then kind of working back, and you can presume that grinding on a coarser grind size, it's going to be a lot easier. So let's dose this up. Alright, so that's 20 grams of coffee beans. One thing I want to point out while I'm dosing this up, the inside space is huge. So all of this internal space is completely empty, and you just have that one axle that's pointing out. And while there is a little collar piece just here, the bearing sits closer down towards the burr set. So you've got a lot of empty space. This is very different from the Comandante grinder, where you have another support beam up at the top. And this is commonly known as a problem with the Comandante grinder, where you have coffee beans kind of sticking up the top, and when you go to put the lid on, it doesn't connect properly. So it's nice to see that this doesn't have that. Also, this shape here really does help feed the beans directly into the grinder. You sort of, if you're missing, it doesn't really bounce around too far away, which is good. It's what you want to see. So this is 20 grams of coffee. Let's do it at 5 clicks on the grinder, and we're going to start our timer at the exact same time. One minute and 17 seconds. Not bad at all. And for a 20 gram dose. So yeah, seeing as I've got 20 grams of coffee, I might as well pull an espresso and see whether this sort of is suitable for this coffee and this grind size for espresso. And yeah, that will give us a bit of a better understanding and indicator as to what 5 actually represents on this grinder. But before I do that, I want to talk about the actual grinding experience just then. First of all, the body is really grippy. I didn't have any slipping. And because of the shape, it really fits quite nicely in my hand. It's not like I'm kind of putting my hand lower here. That doesn't feel as natural, which is a good thing, because you don't really want to be interfering with the grind size while you're actually grinding. The second thing is this ball is actually super comfortable. And I'm actually kind of surprised at how easy it was to grind on such a fine grind size using this grinder. But yeah, pretty impressed with how easy this was for such a fine grind size. And we're back. Okay, so that pulled really, really well. It was actually perfect, which was very surprising. So yeah, I pulled an espresso. I've also got some milk here. And I'm just going to do a little latte art, which is going to probably be very bad. So as you can see, I can confirm that This grinder can pull espresso and it can make beautiful latte art. That espresso is actually perfect. One thing I wanted to say about my experience grinding for espresso on this grinder, this catch cup it's got a hidden secret to it. The magnets around here, it actually lines up perfectly with the portafilter. So what I did was I just flipped the portafilter over and then the magnets connected to it, and it just had this loose sort of magnetization. And then I flipped the grounds, gave it a little shake, tap, took it off, went in with my WD-T tool. Fantastic, just like perfect shot of espresso. Came out really good time. Guys, that's been my quick rundown with this grinder. So far, it has exceeded my expectations. These retail from $79, and with different types of upgrades, I believe you can upgrade the different burr sets for a different price. You can also add on a stand with the built-in motor for espresso. But yeah, so far I'm definitely going to be playing around with this grinder a lot. If you've got any questions about this grinder, hit us up, drop a comment down below, and we'll get to it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like and follow us if you want to see more content like this. That is really tasty. See you in the next video.